It's a quotastic quote episode where I give you quotes and you tell me who quoted them. Oh, and it's my 150th daily episode. This is Trivia with Buds. And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast, the 150th daily episode to be exact. Get cozy, sit back, relax, grab your tea or your coffee, and get ready to answer some questions on famous quotes and who said them. It is the holiday season, guys. It is here, and my favorite things about the holiday season are the following. I like those copper mug cups that got popular over the last few years for making mule drinks. I like myself a nice Irish mule that is Jameson, ice cold with ginger beer and some lime, and I'm going to make one of those today now that I'm talking about it. Oh, they're so tasty when it gets a little colder out. I also like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation on Christmas Eve. That's my favorite thing I look forward to every single year. And no matter how late in the day it gets without watching that movie, I usually put it on at some point, sometimes to even fall asleep on Christmas Eve. That is the official Buds Family Christmas Eve movie. And I like ugly sweater parties, especially when I get to wear the horse sweater my wife made me by hand a couple years ago. She bought all the stuff from like Joann Fabrics, and she found the weirdest horse print where it's just like two horses like leaning on each other at a stable. And she added a bunch of glitter glue, I think it's called, and just really hodgepodged it up. And it is an ugly, ugly sweater. Maybe you're hosting an ugly sweater party this year. I suggest you go to somewhere like Walmart or Target, who has finally got on the bandwagon with that. They have ridiculous ones there. I saw one at Target the other day. It was $20. It had like... It had tinsel and garland and ornaments built into the sweatshirt. And I think it hung up, or the sweater. And I think it lit up when you hit a button. It's like $20. So if you need something like that, go to Target or Walmart and find that kind of stuff. I'm hosting a number of ugly sweater parties this year, this holiday season, and I could host yours too. If you listen and you live near Southern California or you live far and you want to fly me out, I'd love to do your Christmas party, your holiday bash, your ugly sweater get-together. Hit me up, ryanbuds@gmail.com, and we'll make that happen. Today's episode is all about famous quotes, everybody. I'll give you a quote and you tell me what type of, or no, I'll give you a quote and a type of person. You tell me who said that. Make your best guess. Okay, that's how you're going to play it. We have 9 of these, so let's dive into those right now. Here we go. All right, here it is. Who said these quotes? Question number 1. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And the type of person that said that is a civil rights leader. Which civil rights leader said, I may not get you there, I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. Question number 2 is from an inventor who said genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. What inventor said that? Number 2. Number three, here's number 3. I hope I will be able to confide everything in you, as I have never been able to confide in anyone, and I hope you will be a great source of comfort and support. That was a famous diarist. That is a famous diarist who said that. Number 3, I hope I will be able to confide everything in you, as I have never been able to confide in anyone, and I hope you will be a great source of comfort and support. Number 4 on your famous quotes list, a verbal contract isn't worth the paper it's written on. Number 4, a verbal contract isn't worth the paper it's written on. That is a famous movie mogul who said that. Movie mogul that said a verbal contract isn't worth the paper it's written on. Number 5, don't look back, something might be gaining on you. Number 5, that's a baseball player who said, don't look back, something might be gaining on you. Who was that? Number 6, famous quotes. It is a U.S. president who said, I hold it that a little rebellion now and then is a good thing, and as necessary in the political world as storms in the physical. Number 6, U.S. president, I hold it that a little rebellion now and then is a good thing, and as necessary in the political world as storms in the physical. Number 7 was a famous playwright. Let's see if you know who this was. I cannot and will not cut my conscience to fit this year's fashions. Number 7, I cannot and will not cut my conscience to fit this year's fashions. Number 8, got 2 of these left. It's a famous scientist that said God does not throw dice with the universe. Number 8, God does not throw dice with the universe. Number 8. And number 9 is a musician. Man, if you gotta ask, you'll never know. Number 9, man, if you gotta ask, you'll never know. All right, whose quote is it? That's what you had to figure out in this episode. We'll go over the answers to those quotes in just a second. All right, we're back with the answers to whose quote is it. Number 1 was a civil rights leader. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know that tonight we as a people will get to the promised land. That was civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. Probably could have guessed that one, even if you didn't know the quote. Martin Luther King Jr. Number 2, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. What inventor said that? Thomas Alva Edison. They put his middle name in there. Thomas Edison, number 2. Number 3, I hope I will be able to confide everything in you as I have never been able to confide in anyone, and I hope that you will be a great source of comfort and support. That was a diarist, and that was, of course, Anne Frank. Number 3, Anne Frank, Diary of a Young Girl. Number 4, a verbal contract isn't worth the paper it's written on. What movie mogul said that? That was Samuel Goldwyn. Samuel Goldwyn. I think Goldwyn Mayer is the big company that you see at the beginning of a lot of old movies. Samuel Goldwyn. Number 5, don't look back. Something might be gaining on you. Baseball player. That was Leroy Satchel Paige. Leroy Satchel Paige. Number 6, I hold it that a little rebellion now and then is a good thing, and it's necessary in the political world as storms in the physical. The U.S. president that said that was Thomas Jefferson, another Thomas on your list of famous quotes. Number 7, I cannot and will not cut my conscience to fit this year's fashions. That was a playwright. Her name was Lillian Hellman. It says she refused to name names during the anti-communist hysteria of the late 1950s. Little tidbit about her. Number 8, God does not throw dice with the universe. A scientist named Albert Einstein, probably the most famous scientist, right? Albert Einstein. And number 9, man, if you got to ask, you'll never know. What musician said that? That was Louis Satchmo Armstrong. Louis Armstrong. Louis Satchmo Armstrong. Number 9. Those were your famous quotes, everybody. That was a fun episode. Hopefully you had fun with that. Maybe you got all 9. I would not be good at that round. I would be like, who's the one inventor I know? And I would guess that. So maybe you did too, and maybe you were right on some of those. If you have an idea for a round you'd like me to do on this show over the next month, let me know. Shoot me an email at ryanbuds@gmail.com. I'll try and work it in. If you want to guarantee that I definitely do that topic, whatever it is, you can always donate $5 or more to the show over at patreon.com/trivia-with-buds. Join the other 25 patrons and see our fun community that we're building over there for people who love trivia and pop culture and making pals. I'll get to your topics ASAP. We've got some great ones coming up for existing patrons, like my friend Manny. He wants to do some Babylon 5 trivia this month. Alexis wants to do the periodic table of elements episode. And Carrie's American Horror Story, which I'm still holding on from October. Got to jump on the American Horror Story trivia episode. You can make this show yours just like they are for $5 or more a month on patreon.com/trivia-with-buds. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you tomorrow for more trivia with me. Cheers.